man's personality and character is exuded through his haircut. Your image is important. Our high-end services range from a traditional haircut and shave to gray blending, beard shaping, and unwanted hair removal. Located at 425 Victoria Avenue East. Book your appointment online now at modernmen.ca or call Tammy, 306-522-4111. Modern Men, a haircut for the modern man.
Hello, I'm Sean McNall, owner of TG Marketing. We are a promotional product company located in Regina, Saskatchewan. Originally founded by Tom G. McNall in 1985, we are now in our 35th year of business. My brother Ryan and I, along with our great staff, have carried the torch since Tom retired in 2011. For those of you who don't know what we do, we sell items with a company's logo on it, like clothing, pens, phone chargers, Bluetooth speakers. The list of products available is endless. Our products are a great form of advertising. Whether you want to give a gift to a valued client or show your appreciation to your staff, we have a friendly team that can help find the right product for your needs. The key to our success has been our customer service and our vast knowledge of products in our industry. We ask the right questions to get you in line with the proper product for the project you are working on. Stop by 1046 Winnipeg Street and view our showroom. Get some ideas for that next promotion you're working on. Let's make your business what everyone's talking about.
Now, if you had to lose one item into the fire, what would you rather be, a hot dog or a marshmallow? 80% of people saying they couldn't bear to lose the hot dog.
How about that?
But when a marshmallow's burning, it's on fire, man, that's just a horrible feeling, too.
Right. I know.
And you can't touch it.
And you're looking around, and everybody's occupied with their own thing, and you're like, help me, somebody blow it out.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It absolutely is. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this Thursday edition, April Fool's Day edition of the RP Show. Episode number 454 of Canada's daytime sports talk show is on the air. Darren Moose DuPont's with me. How you doing, Moose?
I'm doing really well.
What an absolutely wonderfully awesome day.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. I got a lot to get to here. Welcome to the warm-up for the Four Seasons Sports Palace. Look, quick 6 show topics coming up, show guests, and all the rest. But the reason I'm so happy is we just had a visit from the Regina Pats, and they dropped off some gifts here. Look at the ooh. That is from the team. Can you hold yours up, Darren? Yeah. And they said, because we're the television broadcast crew for the Regina Pats, God's team, they said, you're part of us now. So, Darren, do you want to put that on? Hey, Blades, suck on that. This is the Pats guy here, Darren DuPont.
I might start mouthing.
How about that? So, yeah, I love it. This might be the first day that I wear a ball cap. I've often wondered, should I wear a ball cap on this show or not?
You want to?
Well,
you can.
I got $30,000 invested in this hair, this AstroTurf. You don't really want to cover it up.
Life is all about managing risk.
Exactly. So very grateful for the Regina Pats to drop off with some gifts and kind words today. So there's that. And then, yeah, it's April Fool's. And here's what I said to the guys yesterday when we were leaving. I said, let's all come up with an April Fool's joke, and we'll put them on the table, and then we'll pick the best one. Well, by 10 a.m., where we are in the sweatpants capital, noon Eastern, it's basically over, right? And I said, nothing to do with the CFL. I don't want anything to do with me or my career, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's limiting things substantially.
A little bit.
So I'm just saying nerves are so fraught right now around the CFL, but that didn't stop somebody from sending him a thing on Facebook that said CFL, XFL announcing a merger. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And it looked incredibly real. They're like, this is a 5-year minimum agreement. We're announcing a merger. The ratio's gone. And I'm like, this looks really real. I knew it was April 1st. I sent it to Arash. I said, dude, I just got this. He's like, check the calendar, man. I'm like, ah! And I didn't want to be the person doing it to that guy.
Yeah.
So we had, whose idea was it that we were going to have Colin Kaepernick signed by the Stampeders?
That was...
Whose was that?
That was between me and Clark, I think.
Was it you, Clark? Right, okay.
Yeah,
Clark's saying he said Kaepernick signs on the CFL. You said the Stamps, and you guys wanted to drop some sort of mini controversy that Levi Mitchell was on the bubble in Calgary. And wouldn't that have been fun? And then what else? I've seen that Bulls Club tweeting from Saskatoon that they were going to get an NHL franchise. I had people tweeting me going, is this right? I hate to tell you to look at the calendar. But for the rest of the world, that just tells you how bad we in the Rectangle would love to have an NHL team. Broke hearts to have to say that was a joke.
Right. And you can do that one-on-one. Don't be the guy who goes into a reply like that and just say, ruin it right the second it comes out.
I know.
But if you are pulling off an April Fool's joke and you're on Twitter and it's your tweet, you can go and hide that reply.
You can, yeah.
So when somebody
do that.
does that, yeah.
And then the one I saw, I was on CJOB Winnipeg earlier today, and they had mentioned that there was some joke out there that Tom Brady was bringing the Montreal Expos back to Quebec. Oh, wow. Had you heard that?
No, I missed that one.
And I'm like, yeah, make it outlandishly unbelievable. To announce that the CFL, XFL is going to announce a merger, that hurts way too close. That hits way too close to home.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I said, let's not touch that. But somebody did, and I fell for it. Anyways, happy April 1st, everybody. Welcome to April. April showers bring May flowers. Joe Roberts will be with us. I got to properly get the title for Joe. He's a resiliency expert. I think now he's going by energy and stress management coach. A lot of the Skid Row CEO. Some of you will have heard of his story. He'll tell it more next hour. And Brian Wiebe from the BC Hockey League Network. BC Hockey Network. You see that I'm stirring up a lot there, too. And so let's get in it. It's in the Quick Six Show topics. Please hit it, Director Jordan. Thanks for sitting through that. I was the first one here today after Jordan, by the way.
Impressive.
Not really. Jordan's like, why are you here? What's going on? He thought it had something to do with an April Fool's joke that he was not let in on.
Yeah.
But no, I was just here ahead of everybody else because I heard the Pats were coming to give us gifts. Anyways, number one, these are of importance to me, right? We haven't forgot that. Number one, Montreal and Vancouver to welcome NFL games. Did you see that story at rodpedersen.com or 3 down?
I did.
Oh, boy. So here's my take on this story. Officials from Olympic Stadium in BC Place saying, hey, we'll open our doors for the NFL to come play here. My first thought was, if the CFL was strong, no problem. Let's open our doors for everybody. But it's not strong. So for the two of the biggest markets in the country to say, come on in, NFL, it's just another kick to the nards of the CFL. That's not good news, right?
No.
The Olympic Stadium's not open their doors for the Alouettes, but they'll open it for the NFL. So I'm not that happy with that.
No, that's right. That's right. You'd love to see the Alouettes selling at Olympic Stadium. Not happening. They play at McGill. But now you see it and you're like, oh, that would be amazing to have a game in there. And when the NFL does play in there, won't that be something?
Yeah.
So I have seen it. And, I don't know. I mean, depending on how successful it goes, it'll make people think. That's for sure. It'll make people think, and that's not a good thing for the CFL.
Well, it's just we're getting to a point now where when we do welcome fans, people in those markets are not going to have to make a decision between CFL games or NFL games with limited funds. We all know that not everybody's got unlimited funds to throw at tickets. So this is not good for the Canadian Football League. And by the way, there's a story, there's a quote from the CFL in that article. It's at rodpedersen.com right now, where they basically had a no comment on these NFL games coming into Canada. So it's not real good. Who's the gentleman from Winnipeg watching? Darren Thompson. He said, CJOB rocks. Darn, I missed that. We taped it, Cam Poitras and I. So it's on Jets at noon today. So you didn't miss it. So through the sleight of hand and magic of broadcast, I'll be on CJOB and here at the same time. Yeah.
All right.
Wednesday NHL leftovers. Ooh, this is fun. The Leafs went into Winnipeg and won 3-1. This is a little bit of what I was talking about on CJOB. The Leafs had to work to score those goals. That was not a bad game for the Winnipeg Jets. So I don't want anybody jumping off the cliff in Winnipeg. Okay, it was one game. You're not as good as the Leafs. That's the one thing I'm sorry I got to break to you, but you're still good. But the Leafs they're up here. They just knocked off the Oilers, won that set. They're doing the same with the Jets. The Leafs are number one. And the other thing with Nathan MacKinnon, fined this morning, by the way, breaking news, Nathan MacKinnon fined $5,000 for rocketing his helmet at the Coyotes player last night. What did you think about that?
Just didn't look good. I don't like to see the Stars doing that, like because you're losing it, right? Like that's going over the edge, and it didn't look good to me. I didn't like the look of it.
It's in my leftovers I tweeted this morning. Fighting's down, cheap shots are up. The two are related, by the way. If the Stars got to go out and handle their own business, why is that? It's because there's no fighters left to take care of them. You don't see anybody taking liberties with the Golden Knights because Ryan Reeves is there. Who's going to fight on Colorado? Landeskog had to take the other guy out of the way, the damn captain. So, and by the way, I know you can't take your helmet off and throw it at somebody or throw one of your opponent's helmets at somebody, but it hit him in the chest. It was a toss. It's a match penalty. And by the way, $5,000 is nothing.
That's the cheap shot side of it too, right? When you're composed, it's like, okay, I can deal with it. Nobody's taking care of it. Nobody's taking care of it. Then you just kind of boil to the surface and it's wham, right?
Yeah.
Because you get so frustrated, you just want to punch the wall or do your thing. I get that. That's human nature. So that's when cheap shots come. If you can't deal with it early, right away, it builds until something bad happens.
Here's an April Fool's joke that I got time for from Randolph Zora. Breaking news, McMahon Stadium's been condemned. Stamps to play their home games in Okotoks. I can get behind that one. Tim Capper says, the Alouettes and Olympic Stadium have a great relationship. It's the Alouettes who decide if they want to play at the Big O, which they don't. Whatever, dude. I know they have a great relationship. They live there. They practice there, but they don't play there. So, yeah, I said the Olympic Stadium doesn't even want the Alouettes playing there. Whatever. The point is they don't play there. That's the point. Moving on, Dub Hub. The Blades beat Winnipeg 3-2 last night, so you must be happy.
Of course.
They are 9-0-1, points in 10 straight, and way to go, Blades. Sucks that there's no Memorial Cup to play for, but I will say hats off to the Priestners, Hilty Hildebrandt, their general manager, Mitch Love. They've built a Memorial Cup-worthy contending team, I would suggest.
Yeah.
It's too bad they don't have to play. But I mean that, by the way. The Priestners get a lot of guff because they're not hockey guys. They're car dealer guys. But you know what? Your record is what you are. Who said it? John Lynch. And the Priestners have been nothing but fantastic to me. And you, obviously.
No,
too.
it's true. And they've dealt with their stuff at the beginning and went through the struggles. And now they've got a really good team on the ice that they've got their imprint on. And hey, it's working, right? You have to be patient and look at the long-term success, and so far, so good.
So that happened in the Dub Hub last night. Tonight, it is a doubleheader. 4 p.m., Moose Jaw Warriors, Swift Current Broncos. 8 p.m., Regina Pats, Brandon Wheat Kings, and we'll have the call of that, and I can't wait. What a way to skedaddle into Easter weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Calling Regina Pats hockey tonight. Point 4, I got this tip the other night at the Pats game, and I forgot to mention it. I'll let you in on a little secret here. While the scouts are in one end of the arena and we're on the other side, we meet at the same bathroom. You were really wondering the other night why I kept running down to the bathroom, not the least of which is I had a cold and I was pumped full of Neocitrin and fluids. But I knew that I might run into some scouts down there, too.
It's like at the club. Everything happens in the lineup to the bathroom. So you wonder why you're always hanging out over there, right?
Oh, right. That's why I was hanging around the men's room at the Brand Center. So I got a scoop from one of the scouts, and he says, hey, on your story about the BCHL separating from the Canadian Junior Hockey League, there's more, there's more. And I said, oh, what's that? And he said, it's going to be a division of the United States Hockey League, the USHL. So that came down Tuesday night. I waited till last night to tweet it. It just dawned on me. I'm like, wow, wait a minute. That guy said that. I'm going to tweet that. And now everybody's going nuts. And there was the reporter in Nova Scotia, I think, Josh. He's like, do you have quotes from the BC Hockey League and USHL? Why do I need quotes from them? They're just going to deny it anyways. But it makes a lot more sense now that the BCHL teams, it might not be all the BCHL teams either, but they and the top ones from Alberta become that division of the USHL. Everything's looked after that way. Then they're not their own league. Then everything seems set up. So that's the latest on that. But wow, is that ground-shaking news in terms of the fallout from the story.
Well, it really is, right? And until they rubber stamp it and make their move and, sign the paperwork and whatnot, it's not done. I mean, you can always back out of it, but it doesn't mean that this isn't happening and they're having those conversations. And, it's ultra competitive and you want to put yourself in the best position to have success, right? And it is marketing. And does it really change things for the BCHL? Probably not. The teams are still going to be in those markets and the players are still going to play. Mm-hmm. But it might give you a little bit more cachet when recruiting prospects and when trying to, go about your business. So that might, increase things a little bit. It's interesting, but, I don't think it's, it is ground shaking in the Hockey Canada sense. It's very interesting to follow.
We've got Brian Wiebe coming up from the BC Hockey Network next block, so we'll talk a little bit more about that. Blue Jays at the Yankees opening day. Last I heard, it was raining in the Bronx. Is it still? You're probably all over that, Clark, are you? Is Sportsnet into their 3-hour pregame show, by the way, from the Bronx? Okay, they haven't started the pregame yet. So they got to get this game in, but I saw
pitches in 45 minutes.
I know, but I saw a shot from the Bronx. I was watching ESPN this morning, and it was raining at the Bronx then, but of course they had the field tarped off. No George Springer. $150 million doesn't get you what it used to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And point 6. There's no Friday show. That means we have to do our top 5, bottom 5 in the National Hockey League. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, the number 1 team in the NHL is the Tampa Bay Lightning. No argument there. Number 2 team, the Washington Capitals. Number 3, the Colorado Avalanche have cracked the top 5. There's a lot of teams that all have 50 points. There's a ton of them.
Yeah.
1 Tampa, 2 Washington, 3 Colorado, 4 the Florida Panthers are right in there. And the only reason that they're 4th is they don't have the best streak going in their last 10 games, but they're still very good. And number 5, the Toronto Maple Leafs. How did you know? How did you put that up again? Put it up. There you go.
I knew it was coming.
Leafs forever, baby.
I knew it was coming. But that's, again, it's going to change up and down.
Oh, it is. It is. This is as of this week.
Yeah.
And here are your bottom 5 in the National Hockey League. Number 27, San Jose Sharks. Number 28, Detroit Red Wings. Number 29, the Ottawa Senators. And it's too bad because I love those guys. They're young. They're going to be good. But right now, they are the worst team in not the best division in the league. 30, Anaheim. And number 31, the Buffalo Sabres. There you go. It's fast. Top 5, bottom 5. We'll be tweeting that later, and you can summarily yell at me on Twitter for not agreeing with it. Don't think it doesn't hurt that I don't have Canada's team, the Vegas Golden Knights, in there.
Well, I could hear it in your voice when you said Colorado.
You knew that there wasn't. Our top 5's not big enough for 2 Honda West teams.
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to find my text message here from Georgi Yanitsos. I'll get it in from the. Oh, here it is.
He's pretty happy.
From the Greek freak, George Yanitsos at the Four Seasons Sports Palace. He brings you the warm-up every day. Order a fabulous Four Seasons pizza and your favorite beverage for takeout and delivery. One-stop shopping. Call or order online. Four Seasons Sports Palace. We're going to British Columbia after this break. Thanks for sticking with us, everybody. It's the RP Show live on YouTube and Facebook. Of course, Game Plus Television across all 10 provinces and 31 states. And 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. While the world seems to be facing one challenge after another, our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Capital Ford Lincoln is Truck Nation. Looking to buy your next truck or sell your current one? Capital is Canada's truck destination. Shop online or in-store to see the new 2021 Ford F-150, Ranger, Escape, and more. Right now is the best time to lease or finance a new vehicle. Can't find exactly what you're looking for? Let us help by sourcing your vehicle from our dealer network or custom ordering one that is perfect for you. Capital Ford Lincoln is Truck Nation, 1201 Pasqua Street North in Regina.
If you could spend less time in the field, more time with your family, and make more money at the same time, would you do it? Verge's farm operations planning technology eliminates unnecessary turns, improves in-field communication, application accuracy, and reduces deadheading. Finish fields faster, burn less fuel, and use fewer inputs, all in one simple-to-use, web-based solution. Do more of what you want, when you want, with the people you love by subscribing to Launchpad by Verge today.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Canada's daytime sports talk show continues live out of the bunker here in Western Canada. Episode number 454. Just ahead of Brian Wiebe, just some viewer comments, because that's what we do here. Interactive television, as Paul says, the infamous Paul. Connor Anderson, one of our young viewers, says, no NASCAR talk. Kind of sad. Connor, stop it. It's a Canadian sports show. NASCAR is not top of mind in this country. Go to NASCAR.com. You get all you want. From viewer William May says, where is Frenzy if there's no show tomorrow? John Frenzy, the Hall of Fame writer broadcaster, will be on the air with us on our Access Now Best of the Week. Saturday, Sunday at noon. And we'll be talking about all the latest in the CFL, XFL chats. And one more, Ryan McCarthy, he is watching in Albany, New York. Where's his comment? He said, he just checked, there's no tarp on the field. Here it is. I don't see a tarp on the infield at Yankee Stadium, and rain should be out of the area before first pitch. Play ball! Blue Jays, Yankees today. Let's bring in now Brian Wiebe, and thanks for sitting through that from BCHL Network. It's an affiliate of Dub Network. How you doing, Brian?
Doing well, thanks, Rod. How are you doing?
Good. Does the magic of opening day extend all the way out past the Rockies to BC? Are you guys excited? Is it a Mariners thing or is it a Blue Jays thing out there?
It's a bit of both. I mean, I think anytime the Jays are in Seattle, you see, when the border is open, of course, you see legions of fans from British Columbia and probably on your side of the Rockies too, head down to see it. So yeah, there's a fever here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know why we brought Jan. It wasn't to talk about Major League Baseball, of course. And apparently I kicked over a bit of a hornet's nest with this talk of the BCHL, the BC exit, as I'm calling it. And you cover the league. You have for years. You run a website for it. So what's the latest, Brian?
Well, I think that there's a couple of different conversations happening. I think the Canadian Junior Hockey League exit is something that I'm hearing as well as you. And I haven't heard anyone deny that. So I think that, and then we need to have Bill Chow come on from the SJHL. I mean, like, that's as much of a confirmation as you need, because obviously Bill would have privy to those conversations with the Canadian Junior Hockey League. So I think that is something that the BCHL is looking to do, is to separate itself from that association that is the CJHL. As for the Hornets' Nest that you kicked over last night, in terms of the North Division from the U.S. Hockey League, that I haven't heard. So I can't confirm that that's something that I'm hearing, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's not true.
Well, I think early on in this, it came from an NHL source with BC ties, if that means anything to you. But does it make more sense to you that they would be looking at being a North Division of the USHL? It does to me, right? They would be joining a well-established league that's on the rise as opposed to doing their own thing.
I don't know. I think that the BCHL itself isn't necessarily not on the radar of NCAA scouts and NHL scouts. I think the track record speaks for itself in that regard. So it's a little perplexing for me, unless they sort of looked at doing something similar to where, like, they wouldn't necessarily do road trips over to the Midwest US, for example. Now, if you throw an expansion looking at Washington State, maybe then there's something there or that kind of thing. But I'm not so sure that the BCHL necessarily needs to hitch its wagon to that. So I mean, I'm a bit on the fence, to be honest, because I can see some of the benefits, but I can also see situations where I kind of think about it and go, it doesn't really make sense.
No, I know. Well, you're the perfect guy to ask this because you've covered the league for so long. When this tip was given to me last week, I'm like, I'll report it, but I don't really understand the ramifications of this, right? And then I had Jason Tatarnik of the Estevan Bruins come on here. He coached in Chilliwack, and he said this is all about money and Royal Bank Cup. And I'm like, well, I thought it was about competing with the USHL. I can tell you my phone's been going crazy for the last 10 days on this, Brian, and it's like it is about money. They think they can draw better with better opponents, and that includes the Alberta teams. But this has been talked about for years. That's my question to you. How far back has this chatter gone, and why now? Because it sounds like it is happening now. What triggered it to finally happen now?
This chatter goes back easily 20 years. And I'm not so sure it's happening now, to be honest. Like the movement from the Canadian Junior Hockey League isn't something that's been around. That chatter hasn't been around for 20 years. But the idea of a group of BCHL teams, lumping themselves with, and that's a negative term, but joining with Alberta Junior Hockey League teams to sort of form a quote super league, that conversation's been around for a really long time. And from what I'm hearing from people, it's not necessarily as much of a fait accompli as it seems maybe that it is. I saw your response to the AJHL's tweet where you said, it's not, they said it's not happening, and you said yet. I think that conversations like this happen all the time. It's just a matter of when, does the rubber actually hit the road? And until something is confirmed and announced, that's sort of what I'll wait for. But the CJHL thing is an interesting one, and I think that has a lot to do with recruiting. Because one thing that a lot of BCHL teams take an exception with is the fact that when it comes to recruiting, say, for example, there's a 16-year-old player in Alberta who wants to come play in the BC Hockey League. Well, he can't. If you're a U18 player, you can't leave your province to play. But you can do that to play in the Canadian Hockey League, so in the Western Hockey League, for example. And I know that a lot of people around the BCHL don't look at that as an apples to apples comparison. They say that's apples to oranges, and that's not fair. A 16-year-old player from across Canada, if he wants to come to the BCHL, should be able to if he wants, just like he can go play Major Junior if he wants.
Yeah, well, they're probably I guess maybe doing it for territorial reasons. I'm not sure why. I could see both sides of the argument. I got two last questions for you. And the reason that I didn't, when I say I don't really understand what's going on in the AJ and BCJ, as we still refer to it, here in the rectangle, the 306, the SJHL, it's 12 teams, and nobody's looking to leave, and everybody's in it together. And for the most part, it's always been the same 12 teams. Nobody really looks at themselves as better than anybody else. See what I'm saying? Like Flin Flon's gone back and forth between Manitoba and Saskatchewan, but that's about it. The sense that I'm getting is there are some Alberta teams that think they're better than the rest of the teams, and maybe they are. I don't know. Like, is that where this is coming from? That's the sense that I'm getting, and that's what I'm being told in these conversations.
Yeah, I mean, that's another conversation, too, that's been around for a long, long time. As long as I've covered the BCHL, that's for sure. I mean, and when you look at market size, it's true. Like, you can't compare, say, Surrey or Coquitlam to Merritt in terms of market size. It's just like that is not the same at all. And same thing with ownership structures. So if you've got deep-pocketed owners in some BCHL markets and then community-owned teams in other BCHL markets, I mean, those comparisons aren't the same. And so when it comes down to some of those things, that's where I think that there are two tiers of BCHL teams in that regard. And the lower tier ones are trying to compete with the upper tier ones in terms of recruiting players. And it even comes down to like arenas. The South Okanagan Event Center in Penticton is a jewel. It's like a mini NHL arena. And then you look at some of the other arenas around the league, and some of the other rinks are great, but they're not necessarily at that level. And that's not a fair comparison either. But I think that's the same in every league. And it's the same in the Western Hockey League. It's even the same in the National Hockey League, let's be honest. The difference at the pro level, obviously, is you're not looking at recruiting. So I think that that's part of it, too, is that the fact that there are really different levels of organization within the leagues.
Last question for you. And, I'm enjoying this Western Canadian junior hockey talk. We got a lot of viewers that love that. And Connor Bedard is in that discussion. I chatted with Joey Kemner on this show about it yesterday. I'm saying this. I meant to say it in the warm-up. I'll say it now. Brian, because he's from North Vancouver, that's why I'm asking you about Connor Bedard. We don't even need to hype him anymore. 19 points. He's doing it on his own. His stats speak for themselves. When did he first come on your radar as the next one?
It probably was, I want to say, as about a 13-year-old. And so I guess it would have been a year before his Bantam draft year, which isn't that long ago, which is a scary thing about Connor Bedard, right? Like, you think about that. He was only 13 2 years ago. But that's when it was for me. But you know what? That's an example of a guy that if he wanted to play in the Alberta Junior Hockey League at 16, he couldn't. And so, like, again, that's the difference. Like, we wouldn't be able to go to Regina if Regina was a junior A team. And I'm not trying to get back onto that bandwagon, but Bedard, I mean, he's a special talent for sure. And you look at the line of players that have come out of BC over the years, with whether it's Matthew Barzell or whether it's Kyle Turris or, Morgan Riley and those types of players. I mean, he even looks to be a level ahead of those guys where they were at that age. And that's something remarkable, because we're talking there about first-round draft picks.
Well, we are absolutely blessed and grateful to have him in our backyard and be able to call the games, and so thankful that he skates for the Regina Pats. Brian, where can people read your stuff?
Head over to BCHLNetwork.ca. We're excited. The season gets going tomorrow night in 5 pods around British Columbia, and so that's really exciting. And our team over at BCHL Network should have everything covered wall to wall for you.
Wait a minute. I lost track of this. The season starts April 1st. You're starting? How many games?
No, tomorrow, April 2nd.
April's okay. Sorry, this isn't a joke. All teams playing?
16 out of 18.
Okay, cool. Well, BCHL Network will have all the information. Brian, thanks for this, man. Very informative. Happy Easter.
Thanks, Rod. Appreciate it. You too.
All right, Brian Wiebe from BCHL Network joining us. Moose Dupont's still here.
Thought he was pulling an April Fool's joke.
So did I for a second.
At the end.
Trying to stay on top of all this stuff is insane.
I know.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I miss things. And there's one right there. Chiming in, people got a lot of thoughts. You never really know what people are going to gravitate to in your show topics, right?
I know. That's true.
And they're gravitating to Montreal and Vancouver saying they will welcome the NFL. Like the other day, I had no idea how many people would have an opinion on how many teams should get into the playoffs in this dub hub here. You're saying all 7. I'm saying no. 6. At least, like 6 at minimum. And now this thing on the NFL coming to Canada. So we got some time here. A couple minutes anyways. From Allie Hicks on Facebook watching, says, great show. Happy Easter to everyone. Go Oilers. Go Riders. 2 great teams there. Calgary Ian watching, talking about the fate of the CFL right now. He says the CFL is prohibited by governments from having thousands of spectators attend games, and there's no bailouts from the same governments so that it can hold games without spectators. The only alternative I can think of is putting games on pay-per-view. But that's such a last June discussion, right? Like, can you imagine how frustrated the CFL operators are? It's like, you aren't allowing us to play, but you're not giving us any money.
I know.
That is a crappy situation for them to be in. It is the situation that they're in, but I feel bad for them in that regard.
I do too. You have to, right? I mean, you just want what's best, and what's best is that they can get on the field. But if they can't do it safely, I just feel bad. I feel bad.
Well, and maybe we'll delve into that. We'll come back, go to Sports Update, because there's still that concept of playing without fans, the bubble, and shelling out the dough. The other leagues are doing it. Maybe more pressure should be put on the CFL to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. So we'll bring in the viewers for Viewer Takeover early here. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV Network. We're on the air on television across all 10 provinces, 31 states in America. YouTube and Facebook Live daily, and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming at the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina. GMC is Truck Nation. Looking to buy your next truck or sell your current one? Capital is Canada's truck destination. Shop online or in-store to see the new 2021 GMC Sierra, Terrain, and Acadia. Right now is the best time to lease or finance a new vehicle. Can't find exactly what you're looking for? Let us help. by sourcing your vehicle from our dealer network or custom ordering one that is perfect for you. Capital GMC is Truck Nation at the corner of Rochdale and Pasqua in Regina.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Pedersen.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's just us and you now. No more guests until next hour when the Skid Row CEO joins us, Joe Roberts. Did I show you my Pats hat yet? I love it. I love how the Pats are trying to lure you in from the Blades, by the way. You're part of us now.
It's working.
Yeah, it's working. Hey, Blades, what are you going to do for dupes? I don't want any of your stuff, but he might. Just because I'm a Pats guy.
I know.
Oh, from a hockey guy texting, who will remain nameless. Nice little segment on the BCHL topic. I wrote him back, got to do the hockey talk. He said, love it. See what I mean? Austin Matthews scored its league-leading 24th goal as Toronto down Winnipeg 3-1 to extend its lead atop the North Division over the Jets to 3 points. The Canadian-based North Division has been impacted by COVID-19 for the second time in less than 2 weeks. The league postponed Wednesday's game between the Canucks and Flames after a second Vancouver player and a staff member entered COVID-19 protocol. Linus Ullmark stopped 31 shots, and the Buffalo Sabres snapped an 18-game skid with a 6-1 win over the Philadelphia Flyers. Our P1 Pinks thinks we should have the Flyers in our bottom 5. Statistically, they don't necessarily belong there with our bottom 5, but I get what you're saying. And he's a Flyers fan.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Agostino and Nick Patan each had a goal and a helper as part of a 4-goal third period, and the Toronto Marlies beat the Stockton Heat 5-2 Wednesday in the A. Garrett Sparks stopped 26 of 30 shots in defeat. Poor Garrett Sparks. He's not seeing the light of day anytime soon. Oh, he's with the Flames now. I was thinking Leafs. Leafs got 3 great goalies.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be horrible to be in their system as a goalie.
Would be.
Campbell, Hutchison, Freddie.
Yeah.
Sparks was with the Leafs, right?
He was.
I'm just
yes.
noticing, yeah, he's with Calgary
right.
now. Svi Mihailik scored
Bless you.
10 of his... Thank you. Scored 10 of his season-high 22 points in the fourth quarter, and the Oklahoma City Thunder rallied to beat the Toronto Raptors 113-103. Raptors guard Kyle Lowry sat out with a right foot infection. Francisco Lindor and the New York Mets have agreed to a $341 million 10-year deal, keeping the All-Star shortstop in Queens for the long haul after acquiring him from Cleveland in the offseason. And the 2021 Major League Baseball season opens today as the Blue Jays and Yankees open a 3-game series in the Bronx. Toronto starting Hyun-Jin Ryu on the mound, while New York counters with Garrett Cole. George Springer's Jays debut will be delayed while he starts the season on the injured list with a strained oblique muscle. Same thing that took down Cody Fajardo, if you recall. Springer left the Astros to sign a $150 million U.S. 6-year contract with Toronto. This sports update for the Tap, Brew House, and Drive-Thru Liquor Store. And for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. I think I read it right that Come On Official has the over-under for the Blue Jays and Yankees today at 8. Does that sound right? 8 over-under? With 2 aces going? Doesn't that seem a little high? I would say take the under in this one.
That's probably smart. 4-4, yeah.
Let's put this bet up. You've got 25 minutes to put your bet in it. Come on, Darren, you want to handle this?
Yeah, 25 minutes. Get it in for the Jays. First-time users only. So if you haven't yet been sitting on the fence, want to get on in baseball, take the Jays to beat the Yankees. They just beat them in the spring. And everybody's excited about opening day. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Okay.
Let's go.
To the other stuff that's going on with what the viewers want to talk about today. Brent Kuhlman, one of our longtime viewers, writes in, he's watching on Facebook. He says, I thought Sanchez was going to be on today, Davis Sanchez. He was booked, and then he got pulled away. So Davis Sanchez is going to be with us next week. And the reason that we booked him was because he was watching the show Monday, and he's like, I love that this show's talking CFL in the middle of the offseason every day. It's going nuts on there. I want to say this. The Texas Rangers have announced they're playing to full capacity, no masks at their new ballpark in Arlington. Dupes, 40,000. I just saw an interview with Joe Biden today. I don't know if it was on ESPN, the interview, but ESPN aired the clip. And they're like, President Biden, what do you think about Texas just saying F you to COVID and saying come to our games? And Biden's like, I wouldn't advise it. Do you think in Canada any teams would just say F you to the government and say we're opening our doors to full capacity? Because that's what the Texas Rangers are doing.
No, I don't think that'll happen in Canada. I really, really don't. But I kind of hope that it does. In the sense that, and I told you
so do I.
I told you about the concert that happened in Spain. And I just want... What I want is innovation, open-mindedness. Let's look for solutions in the face of problems, right? As opposed to just shutting things down. So, I was reading about this concert in Spain. It was a test to see how mass gatherings would affect the spread of the disease and everything. So you had to get a test. You had to get a rapid result or whatever they are test. And you had to have a negative test to prove your negative test. I think it was 24 or 48 hours prior to going to the concert, or you weren't allowed in, even if you had a ticket. And they brought everybody into the concert, and I don't know that there's been really any issues about it. So I would love the CFL to have a plan like that, to create this plan of, hey, look, if you show up to the ballpark or to the football stadium with your negative test, 24 hours old or less, you can get in. I think that would be really great. And then you monitor those people and have them quarantine and see how it affects everybody.
I could see that happening.
It's a big plan, a lot of work. I want somebody to do it.
It's ambitious.
Yeah, it's ambitious.
Jeff, the Stamps fans watching, he says, to that note, Alberta is concerned that rising COVID is caused by youth sports. He said, it's so hard to know what to believe around COVID. And, oh, man, Jeff. We're agreeing today. What's wrong? What's happening? It's April 1st. They're calling it COVID-19. It's now 2021. So you've had how long to figure out how this spreads? And now they're saying in Alberta that the kids' sports are spreading it? I'm sorry, I'm not a doctor. I don't need the medical community to pin me to the wall here, but I'm kind of getting a little tired of the misinformation myself. Because you know what? Careers are ending. The mental health, crisis continues. And they still can't figure out what the hell's going on with this. It's your job. So, yeah, I had a guy emailing me, well, hey, Rod, they're locking down Ontario for a month. Do you think that'll end the virus? And is that good news for CFL training camps? Why would you think that's good news? Lockdowns have only proved to curb, maybe control the virus, right, Darren? It doesn't eliminate it. So, no, it's not good news for CFL fans. But when I heard this business of the NFL coming out and saying we're going to play to full stadiums, I just saw Anthony Fauci last week. I said it on this show. He's like, we won't have full stadiums by the summer. This is Goodell saying it on the one side and Fauci saying, no, you won't. Who are you supposed to believe? It's kind of a rhetorical question. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
No, you're not. I want to say you can believe both. Okay, I do. Because Fauci says, I'm not going to let everybody just fill the stadiums, right? We're not going to be having full stadiums, which means your minor hockey teams, your junior teams, your pro teams, your semi-pro that can just have stadiums open. But the NFL is coming saying, we're going to have we're going to have full stadiums because we're going to provide a plan that he's going to approve. He's not going to blindly say full stadiums, but the NFL is going to provide a plan that he's going to agree on for the NFL. And here's all the extra, just like a bubble, right?
No, but they're saying they're going to play to full stadiums.
They are, but they're going to have a plan that semi-pro, junior can't pull off. It's the NFL's plan with money.
Because they got the dough.
Because they got the dough and they've got the plan, right? It's a one-off situation.
You know Sean McCormick, our buddy from Game Plus. He's watching in downtown Toronto. He says, unfortunately, I don't think fans will be back in Canada until October, and I don't expect full capacity. NHL will be the guinea pig. And he goes on to say, have a good long weekend, gents. Happy Easter. Happy Easter, Sean. I look forward to see what beer you're drinking and what movies you're watching on Twitter. Don't you?
Yes.
Okay. Viewer takeover. Even more of it when we come back. Hang on. And we got the Skid Row CEO, Joe Roberts, coming up in hour 2. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. Video production. Event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website. IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. While the world seems to be facing one challenge after another, our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming, the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Welcome back. Lots of time here for viewer takeover. Taking you into the weekend. Happy early Easter. We're talking about Texas and the Rangers saying they're going to welcome 40,000 fans to their home opener. And Joe Biden says, I wouldn't advise it. And that's why they call it the great state, man. They're doing it anyways. Jacques Dupuis watching in Ottawa. He says, Texas always does things differently for sure. Good luck. If you're watching in Texas, by the way, would text us on the Prairie Mobile text line, 306-840-8777. There was that guy, Eric, in Amarillo, Texas. He was writing us every day because he watches on Game Plus. Then he stopped writing. I hope he's still alive.
Yeah.
Simon Fudge is watching, and he says, tuning in from Doha, Qatar, in the Middle East. Have a happy Easter weekend. Same to you, Simon. I'll eat an extra bunny for you. I got to think we're the number one sports talk show in the Middle East.
I think
between
so.
him and Donald Mitchell writing in.
Clearly,
the
we're
Navy
on every
guy.
Navy ship across the ocean there.
I used to say, here's a funny story. When I would call those Rough Rider games for 20 years, I quite often would say, wherever you're listening from, to the farmers in the fields and the ships at sea, welcome to Rough Riders football. And that the ships at sea thing was a bit of a joke because I'm like, they're not listening to us. But I tell you, at Monk Touchdown Atlantic 2 years ago, a sailor came up to me. Hey, thanks for saying that. Because I was on the ship. It was like you were saying it just to me. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
From Mandy in Edmonton, she says, no more sore throat for you, Rod? And she goes, how is it that Rod isn't verified on Twitter, but Reed Johnson is? I'm over it. Like Darren said, it's like a 24, 36-hour cold and it's gone. So we're good. With regards to Reed Johnson from the XFL Markcast, he's got like 400 Twitter followers, I think, and he's verified. I got almost 21,000 and I'm not. My thinking is Reed Johnson looks like the kind of guy that would pay $6,000 to get verified. Looks like he's got the money. I have the $6,000. I'm not willing to pay it to get verified. It's not that important to me. You know what's verified me? 32 years in this business. That's what's verified me. Fair?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nelson, our VP of Sim Events, who all is waiting for The Rock and Randy to come out and hit us with an April Fool's about the league's partnership? It already happened, Nelson. It was going around this morning. We opened this up at the top of the show. Somebody sent me a news release, CFL, XFL on the top of it. And they're like, Rod, what do you think of this? We're announcing a partnership, full-on merger for a minimum 5 years. Here's the rules. And I fell for it. I'm pissed off that I did. And that's why we didn't do a joke around here. I don't feel like anybody's really in the mood for an April Fool's joke that would actually make you think that it might happen. I texted it to Arash. I'm like, what do you think about this? He's like, check the calendar. And then I felt like a bigger dolt than I normally do. Troy Colmer's watching in Toronto, Sober Athletic Wear. He says, you are verified with your fans. That's all that counts. That's the thing. I'm not chasing the blue check mark. I've had people look into it, obviously, but it's not that important to me. People know. But I don't want to talk about me. I want to talk about the all these other topics. Jeff, the Stamps fan, says, if we miss another CFL season, Bo Levi's quest for 7 Grey Cups and 7 most outstanding players is in jeopardy. We're going to have to carry that over into the second half kickoff and talk about that.
Yeah.
But just the whole idea of Vancouver, Montreal welcoming the NFL games is we could talk about that for 2 hours. And I would it's sucky that Davis Sanchez had to reschedule today because Davis would have some thoughts on that as a guy that played for the Alouettes.
Oh, for sure. And he will.
When we have him next week. Well, God knows what the news will be next week.
That's the thing.
When we have him on.
Right.
I just think just to close out this hour, and we'll continue it next hour, but my thoughts on that are, it's just for a time when the CFL is hurting, and they're looking for big sponsors, and they're looking for money, to have Montreal and Vancouver say, we would open our doors to the National Football League. It's just another, stepping on them. It's terrible. Anyway, stick around, everybody. We got hour 2 coming up on Game Plus.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
If you could spend less time in the field, more time with your family, and make more money at the same time, Would you do it? Verge's farm operations planning technology eliminates unnecessary turns, improves in-field communication, application accuracy, and reduces deadheading. Finish fields faster, burn less fuel, and use fewer inputs, all in one simple-to-use, web-based solution. Do more of what you want, when you want, with the people you love by subscribing to Launchpad by Verge today.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Direct West has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say. And I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Our parents always taught us about the importance of quality of work and friendly service. And here at Suds Car Wash, we're a family-run business, so it's really important that our customers feel like family.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Capital GMC is your used car destination. We're overstocked and priced to move, so shop online or in-store to get the best deal on any one of our massive selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Every certified vehicle includes the balance of manufacturer's warranty, 150 plus point inspection, roadside assistance, and certified exchange privilege. So save the depreciation and buy pre-owned. Capital GMC is your used car destination at the corner of Rochdale and Pasqua in Regina.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Now,
if you had to lose one item into the fire, what would you rather be, a hot dog or a marshmallow? 80% of people saying they couldn't bear to lose the hot dog.
How about that?
But when a marshmallow's burning, it's on fire, man, that's just a horrible feeling, too.
Right. I know.
And you can't touch it.
And you're looking around, everybody's occupied with their own thing, and you're like, help me, somebody blow it out.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome, Canada and Canadian sports fans around the world. Happy Easter to you. I know we're a day early, but it's our last show of the week. What's going on your phone, Dupes? What are you checking? The weather? Scores?
Yeah.
Doing business?
Texting. Doing business.
I wasn't trying to throw you under the bus.
I got a reply from the text I told you I sent a little while ago and just setting up a coffee.
It was an hour ago. My mind's gone. I don't even remember.
I know, right?
So this is the part of the show we affectionately call the second half kickoff, everybody. So welcome to it, because I guess what we'll do, Jordan, let's hit the quick six show topics, please. We're hitting it early, but it's all these topics have come up today, and it's got people giving us their thoughts. Number one of importance to me is Montreal and Vancouver have said they will open their doors to the NFL to come and play games. One of our viewers here, William May, said this is a slap in the face to the CFL. I couldn't have said it any better myself. That was my first thought. And we'll continue on that. 2, Wednesday's NHL leftovers. Hey, the Leafs are the class of Canada. Let's say it. I don't mind saying it because it's true. I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
And Nathan McKinnon throwing his helmet last night at the Coyotes player. He got fined this morning. That's the breaking news. $5,000 for doing it. That seems to be the going rate. If you're an NHL superstar accused of a match penalty, that's a $5,000 fine. Ovi sticking Frederick in the Canaries last month.
Which set a standard.
McDavid's elbow, which rolled into my next leftover, and that is cheap shots are up, fighting's down. This is what you wanted. Why are we bitching? Point 3, Dub Hub. Last night, the Saskatoon Blades beat the Winnipeg Ice 3-2 in the Dub Hub. The Blades have a 10-game point streak on the go, 9-0-1, and there's no Memorial Cup to play for. Feel awful for them. Connor Bedard tonight takes to the ice with the Regina Pats, 8 p.m. We'll be calling it. They're playing the Brandon Wheat Kings. Just before that, it's the Moose Jaw Warriors, Swift Current Broncos. And this dawned on me last night. Bedard doesn't need to be hyped anymore because he's doing it all on his own. I mean, we had a meeting with the Pats this morning, and they brought us gifts. They said, you're part of us, which felt really good. So you're not part of the Blades anymore. That's the sense that I'm getting. You're one of us.
I have no comment.
Anyways, as I said to the Pat, for the last year, I've been rattling cages just trying to make people aware that the kid's coming. Now he's here. He doesn't need to be hyped anymore. He leads the Western Hockey League in scoring with 19 points, and let's see what he does tonight. It's his 11th game. He's got points in 10 straight. BCHL, this is the latest tip that I got. The BCHL, breaking off from the Canadian Junior Hockey League, but they are moving. The plan is to be a northern division of the United States Hockey League. We discussed that at length last hour with our good friend Brian Wiebe from the BCHL Network. And he also dropped the bomb. I didn't know the BC Hockey League was opening play tomorrow in pods all over BC. So I'm glad that we had him on. Starting your season April 2nd.
Unbelievable.
Better late than never.
Yeah.
Point 5, the Blue Jays at the Yankees. They're just taking to the field. Actually, the intros went a while ago, so thanks for sticking with us. We won't be talking baseball because you're probably anybody that wants to is going to go watch the game.
Yeah.
And George Springer's not playing because he's hurt. Great start. And the sixth point, because we don't have a show tomorrow, we did our NHL top 5, bottom 5, and here they are. I'll do it again. Top 5 NHL teams. Tampa Bay, 1. 2, Washington, 3, Colorado, 4, Florida, 5, the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Buds. The bottom 5 are San Jose, 27, Detroit, 28, Ottawa, 29, Anaheim, 30, Buffalo, 31. And the funny thing is, even Philly Flyers fans are writing us saying, you should put Philly in there. Fighting to be in the worst. I should mention, by the way, Kelly Rempel was our rock star of the day yesterday for Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions, one of our fine sponsors here. So diving back into the pool here. Yeah, you're right, Nelson, our VP of Sim Events. He says the Pats merchandise is always beautiful. The PPCLI, Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry. And at some point, I don't think we're ready for this yet. Maybe once we can welcome fans back into the arena. But the Army guys, where I spent a lot of time with them, we were sitting around in the officers' mess one night, and they said, we should call the Brandt Center the base. The base. I'm like, ooh. But we got to make the Pats think it's their idea. You know how it goes?
Yeah.
But this, when the soldiers say it, it comes with a little bit of weight to it. Wayne in Victoria, BC is watching. He says, I don't understand what you get for being verified and having a blue check. Don't worry about it, Wayne. From Claude Telfier on YouTube says, Bo's newfound humility didn't even last one off season. We can get into that because there will be no Football Friday yesterday. So Bo Levi on a podcast, the Horsepower podcast. That's not Valentine's, is it?
That's an official Stamps podcast, I believe.
So Bo's saying, it's funny how much they hate me over in Calgary, and yet they got him popping off saying things like this. What did he say? He's going to win 7 Grey Cups and 7 Most Outstanding Players because he wants to be better than Doug Flutie and he wants to be better than everybody else. I don't know. What do you think about that? That's a fairly braggadocious comment to be made. And when I say you, I don't just mean Moose.
No.
What do you think about that? For Bo Leavitt, I say that. That's pretty out there.
I like it and I don't like it. Like, I don't like saying it. I like thinking it, and it's Tom Brady's thinking that. He's like, I won 6 in New England. I'd love to win 6 not in New England. Really stick it to him, right? I want to be the best. But he's not out there necessarily saying that publicly. Hey, he's got the stones. He's putting them on the table. I kind of admire that. And you kind of
He always does, though.
He always does. And I kind of admire that. And you want a guy leading your team that says, look, I want to win all these games. And I want to win multiple Grey Cups. And, he's going to bring people along. So I do like that. But there's a little air of arrogance around it that I don't like. But I like the confidence. Confidence, arrogance. He's walking the line. He's towing the line. And I kind of like it. I lean towards liking it. But I'm towing the line, in my opinion, too.
It's fine. It's talk. Whatever. It's bravado. I do it all the time. I like the confidence, too. I'm a confident guy. I think I'm good at what I do. I don't think I'm better than anybody else, but I think I'm good at what I do. What's wrong with that? You know what? And that intimidates inferior people. Right? That's where the haters come from. It intimidates them. I don't care. What am I supposed to do? Be not successful like them? So, I don't have a problem. Bo, say whatever you want. Just get on the damn field. Devon in Regina writes in Prairie Mobile text line. And you can always reach us at 840-8777. I've not figured out this phone yet. Here he goes. The CFL-XFL merger will focus on the 18 to 40 demographic, which needs to be in the stands. The kids play and are raised on Madden. That's the rules they identify with. I look forward to a merger and pro football that is organized. Well, we got to talk about the way that it is. That's what we do here. I had a guy text me last night, a guy affiliated with the CFL. I can't believe what a mess the state of things are. It's a complete mess. Not entirely of the current people's doing, by the way. This is decades of bad decisions that have caught up with them in the pandemic. Would you agree with that? Right? This isn't slinging manure necessarily at all the current CFL people, but all the bad decisions have caught up with them right now. And I'll get into that more in a moment. But Jim Wagner writes this, Prairie Mobile text line. Good morning, RP crew. Go Jays, go Pats. Oops, Flyers. They lost to the Sabres last night.
Yeah.
Great show again. Have a blessed Easter weekend all. Stay safe. Here's the problem with the XFL thing. And the more I read, the more I hear. Do you see Matt Sikaros' comments from formerly of TSN 1040 Vancouver? He was on John Hodges' podcast from 3 Down. Okay. See what he said at all? It was tweeted. He said that he's very disappointed and in Farhan Lalji and David Naylor and told them that he was, that they're reporting somewhat half-baked on this CFL, XFL thing. Sort of like, stop teasing us with hints. Give us the meat. Those guys are really tight friends, by the way. He can go after Farhan, and they're really good friends, all of 3 of them. But they can only report what they're given by the CFL owners. Farhan as good a reporter as they're going to get, and that's what Dave Naylor hangs his hat on, is being an investigative insider. But if the CFL owners aren't going to give them the details, there's nothing that they can do. I don't think these CFL owners necessarily know what they're doing. And the problem with the merger with the XFL is, will people show up in Montreal, Vancouver, and Toronto to watch the St. Louis Battlehawks or the Houston Roughnecks? I don't know. They weren't showing up to watch the Argos anyways. So let's think about that for a second. But in Montreal and Vancouver, you've got the facilities there saying, yeah, we'll open our doors to the National Football League. It is a slap in the face to the CFL, to the Lions and the Alouettes. I don't care how you say it, or that the Alouettes have a great relationship with the people that own and run Olympic Stadium. Who cares? You're in a marriage here, and you're inviting the third party. Come on into the bedroom. I don't know. Most of us think that's weird. There's websites for that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're in a relationship here. What are you doing? That's my read on that. It is a slap in the face to the Canadian Football League. Now, honestly, if I had my druthers, Rempel just said here yesterday, in a perfect world, which we're not living in, he would rub a lamp, and the CFL money genie would pop out and fix all their problems. That's what he wants. That's never going to happen. And I don't mean the genie. The CFL's had money problems for as long as I've been associated with it, and that goes back to 1991. I want stability, okay? I'm that older person, been around the block a few times. I just want stability. So for me, we got to stop fighting with the National Football League. Have you realized, are you upset that I'm on such a monologue here, or are you okay with it?
I'm great.
Okay. The first time I started to think about a merger, you guys might remember the Riders had a defensive back by the name of Dale Joseph. And it was 1999. It was my first year with the Riders. We were doing a pregame show at Casino Regina. We used to do that. It was big. People showed up for it. It was awesome. They don't do that stuff anymore. And I said to Dale, we should be a farm league for the NFL. And that year the Riders were 3-15. They were really bad, right? And they were $3 million in debt. Worst stadium in the league. It was the bottom of the barrel. Worst era in Rider history was 1999, my first season. And Dale Joseph, I'll never forget, who was cool as hell. And he's from Houston. He had a black leather, like a Payne Stewart hat backwards, you know, the way the guys wear it.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, no, then people would think we're second rate. 22 years later, people are saying the same thing. Second rate or not, you're dying. So I would, honestly, my perfect world is forget about the CFL, XFL. I would like to see the NFL Canada concept. I really would. And if they don't want to show up in Montreal and Vancouver to watch NFL Canada, and it's still the BC Lions and still the Montreal Alouettes, then don't show up. But we're still going to do it because we've got the NFL's money behind us. The biggest sports brand on the damn planet will never suffer from financial woes again because we're part of the NFL Canada. And I'm sorry, but it was not sustainable the way that it was. Rod's ran for Bronco Plumbing and Heating. Mention I sent you and get 10% off. I'm just saying, pie in the sky here. You got two of your markets opening their doors to the NFL right now. What are we doing there? What are we doing here? Where are you on that?
You don't let me put my feet on the couch, but you're going to let him?
Exactly. You don't wear that for me under your clothes. Oh, I'm boring now? Sorry, I'm throwing it to you.
I know, but that's all I can think about. Yeah, it is. It's a tough spot to be in, you know. But I come right back around to look at yesterday when we were talking about these options. And it's just like, I just want you to be open-minded about putting all these options on the table the way it was and fixing it and getting back to the way it was at its prime, which those prime eras, as you talk about, don't last a long time. How do you take that and make that last a lifetime? Option 1, can you? Option 2, CFL, XFL merger. Option 3, NFL Canada option. And I hope there's a 4th, 5th, and 6th option. I want you to just put them on the table, explore them, find out what's going to be best for you long term, and make a decision that's going to work out. I mean, things that you want to protect, the Canadian game, the Grey Cup, the history, and all these wonderful things. Things you want to improve, long-term financial stability, more fans engaged, younger audience, all of these things. And assess them with every single solution and come up with what's going to work best. You know, I think it's probably not the way it's always been. Maybe there's somebody smart who can come up with a way to save it, but it might be these other leagues. And I just want you to look at all the options.
And that's why I'm not pointing the finger at the current CFL people. It's been decades of bad decisions. You are where you are, and I'm sorry, but you took your eye off the ball. And this is the situation that you're in. I see from the viewers here, Rick Haglund says second rate next to great is still pretty impressive. William May, I agree with you, Rod, and have been saying that for 20 years. Viewer Chad Isaac says, I would rather be second rate and watch games than not watch because we have to fold our league and go bankrupt. So that's the thing. And for Farhan and Dave Naylor and Matthew Sakaris to sort of argue about how this is being covered, it's not Farhan's fault or Dave Naylor's that the CFL owners are just dropping them breadcrumbs. I think the CFL owners get off on it. And it's shady. It's always been shady. The CFL is paying for its shadiness right now. And they don't know any other way to operate. So To me, it's forget about CFL, XFL. I think NFL Canada is the way to go. If you can't beat them, join them. But then everybody finds a reason why that won't work. So I just say good luck.
Yeah.
Joe Roberts, my good buddy from Vancouver, joining us right after this break. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus Television across all 10 provinces and 31 states on Game Plus TV, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions is Saskatchewan's only full-service supply chain company. Strategic sourcing, PO creation, and order expediting, VMI and vending solutions, and free delivery are just a few of the supply chain services we provide. If your company needs it, Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions can get it for you. Price, quality, service, Rockstar Supply Chain Solution is helping Saskatchewan companies buy better.
Capital GMC is Truck Nation. Looking to buy your next truck or sell your current one? Capital is Canada's truck destination. Shop online or in-store to see the new 2021 GMC Sierra, Terrain, and Acadia. Right now is the best time to lease or finance a new vehicle. Can't find exactly what you're looking for? Let us help by sourcing your vehicle from our dealer network or custom ordering one that is perfect for you. Capital GMC is Truck Nation at the corner of Rochdale and Pasqua in Regina.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming, the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. Video production. Event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website. IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
Oh, yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Just ahead of the Skid Row CEO, Brian Galloway's watching, and he writes this on Twitter. I'm not sure where he's at, but he says, sure, the CFL has money problems, but how does teaming up with a bankrupt league that has huge startup costs in front of them fix that? Both sides have claimed this isn't about the money, yet the media keeps talking about this as a CFL bailout. We've only been talking about this for 3 consecutive weeks. I'm not interested in going in and answering that now. I mean, go back and watch old shows. We're stronger together, period. All right. Joe Roberts always puts a smile on my face. Let's bring him in here from White Rock, British Columbia. How you doing, Joseph?
Hey, good, man. How you doing, Roddy?
Very well. And I want to tell our viewers, they call him the Skid Row CEO. This man, now resiliency expert, a coach, if you will, energy management, stress, but he was a homeless addict downtown Vancouver as a teen and was the president of a Fortune 500 company after becoming sober and getting into recovery. Within how many years, Joe?
12.
That's it, eh? In your mid-20s.
Yeah.
President of a Fortune 500 company. It's an unbelievably remarkable story, and people are wondering, how does this fit in with a sports show? Well, it fits in with life, Joe, with the message that you're going to bring today, and it's pretty cool. And for anybody that's kind of struggling right now in this pandemic or over a year in, I'll let you take it away with your message today, but maybe you can help some people.
Yeah, look, it's really funny, Rod, when everything happened last year, I found myself in real familiar emotional territory. Fear, uncertainty, doubt, stress, felt the walls closing in. In 1989, I was one of those guys you see pushing a shopping cart around Vancouver's notorious downtown east side. I struggled with mental health challenges and addiction. I slept underneath a bridge, but thanks to my mom and a police officer, I got a second chance. I went back to school, graduated with honors, went out in the business world and killed it. And it kind of reminds me of that player that gets overlooked and traded. And I just could never find my potential until I had those right coaches and champions in my corner. And that's when I really, began to soar. And, I found that bigger side of myself. The thing I think that I understand, really well, Rod, is that inside each and every one of us is more than we can see. And it's adversity that introduces us to ourselves. And so it's pretty normal for people to feel flat and stressed out over the last year, because there's probably a couple of things they don't know. If you think about the pandemic, it's a lot like being in a Game 7 of a Stanley Cup. The only difference is that all of us have been thrown into this high-performance environment. The world has turned absolutely everyone into a pro athlete, or at least the stressors of a pro athlete, the emotional, the social, the environmental, the physical. And so if we don't have ways to cope with that, we break down. And that's why we see a rise in mental health. We see a rise in people drinking more and doing drugs and eating our way through our feelings and, disengaging and watching Netflix, right? But the cool thing is that, having been in that, that sort of that dark, been in the gutter, I know the way out. And a lot of my work over the last year has just been coaching and helping people really understand. One of the analogies, I was talking to a client the other day, I was talking about Tom Brady. Here's a guy in his early 40s who's still winning championships. And the one thing that the sports community, doesn't talk enough about, because it's not glamorous, it's not glorious, is what he does in his downtime. What his energy management system is, the sleep he gets, the nutrition, the visualization, all of that protocol is embedded in his life in order for him to continually get high performance. The thing is, Rod, that not a lot of people understand or know what to do when they're placed under this tremendous amount of stress. They don't know how to get the energy back in their life so that they can continue to perform at a high level.
Right. And the thing that we'll get to is what to do once you recognize it, because they don't even recognize it. And I want to tell our viewers that Troy Colmer's watching in Toronto from Sober Athletic Wear. He says, wow, I can't wait to hear this story from Joe. And I know the turning point, Joe, in your life was when somebody said to you, there's more to you than you realize, or there's more to you than what you are right now. Something along those lines, right? Because we're used to, and let's be honest, I'm 6 years sober now, but I was a bad alcoholic. And when people are saying, you're a drunk, you're worthless, you're this, you're that, you believe it. But when somebody actually shows that they believe in you and that you could be better, it's like a light switch goes on, right? But the other thing with Brady, with the stress, I think the parent that's home right now and told you got to remote learning and teach your kid for now over a year, the stress that they're feeling is the same that Tom Brady feels when he goes out to start a drive. Stress is stress. Right, Joe? And that's my point. When you talk about being a stress and energy management expert, let's just talk about that. How you're feeling stressed. What do you do?
Well, I think that, first of all, we need to understand the context in which we live in, especially as it relates to sport. The new weak is strong, right? And we're starting to see more of that. It used to be a time in professional sport where you caught hell if you didn't play hurt or if you didn't play feeling well. And now it's the opposite. It's, the coaches in those professional locker rooms are making sure that players are ticking the boxes on, getting the right sleep, getting the right protocol if they've got an injury, doing the ice baths, doing whatever it is that they need to get back to 100% so they can go out and continue to play the long game. I think as an individual, some of the things that I teach are, first of all, we've got it wrong. More of the same is not going to get you stronger. You don't organically build resilience. Anytime you go to the gym, you stress your body out, and you need time in between that recovery in order to get stronger and build physical resilience. Well, the same is psychologically. What we're not doing, because we live in this culture of go, 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 is we're not effectively putting in the recovery time. One of the biggest things is we don't sleep enough. We don't eat properly. We don't take the psychological and environmental downtime. We're working longer, we're burning weekends, and we live in this culture that glorifies this. And if you're a guy, it's even worse. Not to be gender specific, but guys are like, I'm gonna be a tough guy. The thing is that you can't do the long game if you're not properly recovering. Think about doing a marathon. You'd never do back-to-back marathons. Yet people have been working 65 hours a week and stressing at home and not getting the proper recovery time and sleep and nutrition, all the things that are really going to help them go long.
Yeah, and some viewer comments here. From Wayne Grollo in BC, he's watching on Facebook. He says, what a great guest, Rod. Joe obviously knows what it takes to overcome your demons. From a viewer on YouTube, goes by the handle EGA. Joe Roberts rocks. Thank you, Rod Pedersen and company, for having this man on your show. I'm hoping people are paying attention and listening, Joe, because it's not just about Tom Brady, right? It's anybody can do this. But you said something to me on the phone last week. I'm just going to reiterate what you just said. The person that wears it as a badge of honor, I work 22 hours a day, I sacrifice this. How effective are you doing that? Right? That's the key thing.
That's it. You may get it done, and you may do it week after week after week, but by the time this thing's done, you're going to look like, you're going to look like David Crosby and feel like David Crosby's first liver. Like, you just can't sustain that kind of crap long term.
Right.
And one of the things that we haven't talked about, Rod, is where I learned how to do this. Now, I'm not a high performance sports guy. I never came from that world, but I succeeded in business. And then my heart called me to do something to pay it forward. And so I threw myself into this environment of high stressors and decided to push a shopping cart 9,000 kilometers across Canada. It was called the Push for Change. And I know, Rod, because you're one of the only people who actually walked a full day with me, which was 24 kilometers.
Yeah.
And so it took 3.5 years to build, which absolutely stressed me out. And then imagine getting up every single day for 17 months, walking 24 kilometers and doing over 500 events. So, if I didn't manage my energy in that, I would have lost my mind halfway through it because there was just so much pushing in on me. And so what I know today is that an average person can do extraordinary things, but you've got to do that proper balance in order to pull off the long game. And let's face it, this isn't 2 months, this isn't 6 months. We're a year more into this. And part of the reason people are coming undone is they're simply not taking really good care of themselves.
For sure. And so from our viewers, Ryan McCarthy in Albany, New York's watching. He says, as a former hockey chaplain, I would often express that there is strength in weakness. You won't be able to get the help you need unless you ask for it. Mike Blackbird in Toronto says, yep, then you bring and stew at home with those anxieties. Now the home becomes toxic. Jeff, the Stampeders fan in Calgary, says, I once went 8 years without a vacation. Right, and we would brag about things like that. That's I'm glad that this is hitting home, Joe, with your message. And for me, people are saying to me, Joe, because we first met when we did walk along. Well, we met at a luncheon before that, and then we walked on the road. But people are saying, now, Rod, you look younger, you look happier. Yes, because I know to turn my phone off for periods of hours at a time so that I can't be bothered. Unplug the phone. We talked about this on the phone, but I know those tools, right? I didn't. 10 years ago, you wouldn't have wanted to know me, Joe. You know that. So what's your message to our viewers today?
I think, first of all, it's like, okay, first of all, acknowledging, it's kind of like the conversation around mental health. It's like we're having some good conversation and dialogue, but the next step is, what do I do to implement? And it's simply getting those energy breaks in the day. Like if you're in front of a screen for hours and hours on end, take 5 minutes, go outside, go for a walk, change your visual environment. Take times at night, get the proper amount of sleep. Try and embed exercise. And I don't mean, going crazy, like, doing some of the stuff I've been doing for the last couple of years, endurance sport, but just get your body moving and eat right. And if you embed some of these little things, it's kind of like long-term recovery, right? You habitualize these good things. First of all, the first biggest thing is become self-aware. Where am I on the continuum? Am I burnt out? Okay, now what can I do today, tomorrow, and this week as we head into a long weekend? Where can I grab a half a day? Go for a walk in the woods, spend time with the kids or with family or with mom and dad or whatever, and just recharge our body. And when we do that on a micro, and we know this in sport, Rod, you never have a player going hard for a month. There's periodization in training. Whether you're a football player, a hockey player, an Olympic athlete, periodization is important. Well, it's the same for us as we feel all the stresses. So embed some of those tiny little things that we can do every single day that recharge us emotionally, mentally, and physically. And if we do that over time, we'll get the cheese back on our cracker and we'll feel a whole lot better. And we'll be a whole lot more pleasant to be around too.
For sure. And The Rock, Dwayne Johnson said that on the weekend, that he wrestled for 280 plus days a year with WWE for 4 years, and he goes, I know the concepts of recovery. I mean, we only see those high-performance athletes on TV. You don't know what they're doing in between performances and stuff. And I'll leave you just with a couple comments. Chad Isaac, watching, says, 7 years sober, and my mental health has gotten way better. Being sober has opened up so many more doors I couldn't see being an alcoholic. Sober Athletic Wear in Toronto. Troy says, thanks, Joe. This is a version of my story, too. I suffer from mental health and as a result, self-medicated with booze. I'm in long-term recovery. But this isn't just about addictions and alcoholism. Anybody can do this, Joe. That's the most important thing, right?
Well, that's it. I mean, I'm a guy of long-term recovery, and a lot of what I learned from coaching and being mentored by other really smart and men I admire. But, I'm doing a lot of work now within the corporate world, because anyone who works frontline, whether it's police, whether it's retail, there's just so many people, healthcare, there's so many people who are, feel the walls closing in. And, it's in my heart to want to just, tell people to take a break and catch their breath and just really reevaluate what's important. And if they do that, they can do the long game. The things that I'm doing today, Rod, compared to where I was 10 years ago, oh my goodness. And it all has to do with managing energy. It's actually doing less so you can do more. And this notion that I don't have time for this, that's nonsense. You don't have time for sleep. You don't have time for nutritious food. There's no athlete that would last inside. They'd get benched. They'd get, thrown down to the farm league if they behaved like that in the locker room. So we got to take care of ourselves if we're going to play the long game.
We all have the same 24 hours in the day. It's how you use it. We covered a lot here, Joe. This has been awesome. Where can people find you on social media if they want to get in touch or follow your stuff?
Yeah, sure. I'm on LinkedIn, Joe Roberts, the Skid Row CEO, and you can also find me on my website at the Skid Row CEO. And I know I arrived because look at this. I seen these all on your desk, and isn't that cool?
Is that the Joe Roberts bobblehead?
That is and there's only one in the world, and I got it.
Can you get a second one and ship it to us? I'll put it right here beside Clark Gillies.
All right. I'll try.
All right. Thanks, Joe. Happy Easter, my friend. The best to Marie.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Joe Roberts, resiliency expert at the Skid Row CEO. We got a sports update next, a Blue Jays update, and full-on viewer takeover, whatever the heck you folks want to talk about. It's the RP Show on this Thursday, last show of the week. Game Plus TV, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
Hey, Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Capital Ford Lincoln is your used car destination. We're overstocked and priced to move, so shop online or in-store to get the best deal on any one of our massive selection of pre-owned vehicles. Every pre-owned vehicle at Capital Ford must pass a thorough inspection, ensuring that your buying experience is quick, easy, worry-free, and just like new. So save the depreciation and buy pre-owned. Capital Ford Lincoln is your used car destination. 1201 Pasqua Street North in Regina.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. Video production. Event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website. IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
Direct West provides us with stats and analytics, and it's amazing for us to look and see that, each year we're 10 to 20% higher on our Google leads. It's great to see the success that our locations are having. The Direct West app gives us an opportunity to be in one place for people to find any of our locations or our commodities. Without Direct West, we would have to be in multiple digital places. I would recommend Direct West. They're great to work with.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Laid back and kicking it, let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Blue Jays update on opening day, and thank you for keeping it here, by the way. I know there's a lot of people that aren't Blue Jays fans, particularly those American viewers. But it is the Blue Jays 1, the Yankees nothing. What are they in the second inning?
Top of 2.
Lourdes Gurriel Jr. singles to shallow center field. Vladdy Guerrero advances to second. Teoscar Hernandez scores. Hots for bats.
Hots for bats.
Hots keep bats warm. 1-0 Blue Jays over the New York Yankees. There's your update. And we'll be watching the game as soon as we go off the air here in 20 minutes' time. Hey, this is weird. Nelson Hakowicz says C.J. Gable has signed a one-day contract with the Ticats and announced his retirement from football. It's weird because I was just thinking of C.J. Gable last night. I was like, who was that guy we interviewed in Southern California that hadn't decided whether he was going to retire or not? Well, that's breaking news, Nelson. Thanks for chiming in with that. Shoot, if the CFL comes back, they're not going to have any players left.
You won't know any of them.
You won't know any of them. A sports update. Let's not forget about that. Dawson Mercer scored his second goal of the night at 2:33 of overtime as the Chicoutimi Saguenay edged the Victoriaville Tigre 4-3 on Wednesday in the Quebec Major Junior League. Samuel Richard stopped 46 of 49 shots for Rouen Noranda, but they got very little help from the team getting outshot 50-15. And Val-d'Or down the host to extend their win streak to 7 contests. Viljami Marjala scored once and set up 2 more, and Tabas Siguan made 22 saves as the Quebec Rempart halted their 3-game slide with a 4-1 win over Bay Como. Wednesday's game between Blainville, Boisbrant, and Sherbrooke was canceled following a positive COVID-19 result within the Phoenix staff. The Montreal Canadiens are in the nation's capital tonight to face the Ottawa Senators in one of 9 NHL games. Montreal returned to the ice Tuesday, picked up a 4-0 win over the Edmonton Oilers. Ottawa's won 3 of 5 meetings between the two this year. Canada's top professional golfers are returning to tournaments this week when they were atop the leaderboard the last time they played in the event. Corey Connors won the Valero Texas Open the last time it was held in 2019. And Brooke Henderson tees off at the ANA Inspiration, the first major of the LPGA Tour season. This sports update for dubnetwork.ca, your number one source for Western Hockey League breaking news and analysis. Visit today, dubnetwork.ca. And for Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars now with 8 amazing flavors, including the new almond mocha, RP Show viewers get 20% off with the promo code RPShow. Order yours now at g2gbars.ca. I don't want this show to turn into one big commercial, but I also do want it to turn into one big commercial because that's what gets us all paid. Business of the week. Throw this up, Clark. And it goes with Les Lazaruk, the voice of the Saskatoon Blades, my brother from another mother. He's texted me and says, hello to my Regina friends and colleagues. Help. I have another 4 weeks in your fair city with the East Division. Double. I look after my own breakfasts and lunches in my downtown Obasa suite, but I look around for takeout suppers. Do you have any suggestions, favorite places, and favorite entrees? My palate isn't overly finicky. Thanks, folks, for your input. Cheers, Les. P.S. RP, the ginger beef from Peking House was outstanding.
That was your recommendation?
I know my ginger beef, man. Some of the best in the Queen City is Peking House, and you can find them on the MySask 411 app. Download it to your phone. They're our business of the week, Peking House. And they're open right now. You can find them at 1850 Rose Street. You type in Chinese food, type in takeout on the MySask 411 app. I have it on my favorites on the very bottom of my screen. Peking House, 1850 Rose Street is our featured business of the week. They are on the MySask 411 app.
It's one of the good downtown lunch spots. Yeah, really good.
Well, it's like right around the block from where Les was. I'm like, just go to Peking House, order from there, and you'll love it. And I wouldn't steer you wrong. I never steer you wrong. So we have other things. We'll save the face-off for the next segment. Let's jump into the viewer comments here. Connor Bedard. I didn't mention this earlier. Got into the chat with Joe. Breaking news, Connor Bedard and Shane Wright have been named to Team Canada for the Under-18 World Championships. And I got to give a lot of credit to Jamie Neugebauer. He put this on my radar a couple of days ago, that this could happen, that he had heard that this roster is going to be announced. The tournament's in Texas near the end of April. And lo and behold, here it is today. Connor Bedard going with Shane Wright, the 2 exceptional players currently in the Canadian Hockey League. And I guess it's going to take him away from the Regina Pats for considerable time.
It is. They got a quarantine for 2 weeks. So I'm seeing his last game in the hub is going to be on the 9th of April. So got him for, less than 2 weeks here, and that's it. Then he's going to be away. So, and once he leaves the hub, I don't see a spot where he'll come back to the hub unless they get into a playoff situation. He'll have to quarantine coming back, I assume. But it's a very, very exciting for him.
Producer Clark has put on the screen Bedard's last game with the Pats is on April 9th. He will leave for the under-18s after that. And that's why, by the way, this April 9th, man, they still got 3 more weeks to play in the double.
Yeah.
Without Connor Bedard. So that's going to affect their win-loss total. That's going to affect our viewership on Access Now Television. And this is what I was trying to tell you people, why the hype for Connor Bedard and how much I love his hockey skills and watching him and everything, but I feel sorry for him too. Not only has he lost his childhood because he's 15, we started interviewing him when he was 14, but now he's going to be in every international tournament. He's not going to have a Christmas for the next how many years when all his teammates are home drinking eggnog, opening presents. Connor Bedard's going to be in the Czech Republic. And he's going to be playing in all-star games, in this game, in that game. Yeah, he'll be well compensated for it some way down the line, but it's relentless schedule for those guys. And it starts with this.
Oh, yeah. And it's all summer and it's all fall.
Right, but it's just the guys don't. Yeah. The players understand, but the viewers, they don't.
That's right.
There's a lot of great things that go with it, but there's a lot of things that aren't great. And thank God he's at an age where, I mean, he loves the game. He loves all this.
Oh, yeah.
But you look back at, like I did after all those years working in the machine and go, look at all the stuff that I've missed. Was it worth it? I'm still trying to figure that out.
I know.
Anyways, one more comment from Drew Koser. Can we call him? What can we call him? We have a director of scouting.
We need a
player personnel.
He could be our director.
Drew Koser from the Off the Hosel podcast. Sillinger named. Nolan Allen as well. Cole Sillinger, obviously.
20 some other players.
Yeah, Dylan Genther. Ooh, what a great team. Why even play? Canada's going to win. And from Claude Taylor watching on YouTube, he says, over time, I have come to recognize the traits of addicts. Their heart is exposed. Recovered equals recovering addicts are the most courageous and generous people I know. Congratulations to both of you. Thank you, Claude. That's the whole thing about getting into recovery. You bare your soul, admit your sins, and move forward. And there ain't nothing going to scare me now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've walked through the fire. You're not scaring me.
That's right.
Viewer takeover next. Overtime, face-off. Lots coming up. It's the RP Show, final segment of the week. Stick around here on Game Plus TV and 24-hour sports talk. Suds Full Service Car Wash for RodPedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. Video production. Event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website. IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
If you could spend less time in the field, more time with your family, and make more money at the same time, would you do it? Verge's farm operations planning technology eliminates unnecessary turns, improves in-field communication, application accuracy, and reduces deadheading. Finish fields faster, burn less fuel, and use fewer inputs, all in one simple-to-use, web-based solution. Do more of what you want, when you want, with the people you love by subscribing to Launchpad by Verge today.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-In Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Welcome back to the program, everybody, and thanks, Pengs, for the update. Yankees now leading 2-1. Must be bottom of the second at Yankee Stadium. I want to say this before we get into the face-off here for the Ultimate Fan Zone and the Mad Greek. I'll get the sponsor read ready, though. Here's the thing on the CFL, Darren. It was very interesting to read those quotes from Matthew Sekeres. I didn't listen to the podcast, but I saw them on the Twitter feed of CFL News. Maybe one day that'll become XFL News. But how Matthew Sekeres was just kind of chiding Farhan Lalji and Dave Naylor for not complete reporting on this XFL-CFL merger. And Matthew knows, he was a newspaper guy before he was, they're just getting the tidbits from the CFL owners. With this business of it being April 1st today, 6 weeks from the potential start of training camps if they were to do it, I'm still waiting for the CFL owners to rip a curtain back and have a news conference and say, here we are. But there's this voice in the back of my head saying they would have done it already.
Yeah.
If that was the case. It is as bad as you think. And for those that are writing in and that are so steadfast and upset and, dare I say, closed-minded and not wanting to see a partnership because come hell or high water, it's CFL or nothing, I'll burn my tickets if they merge. You just don't understand how bad that it is. And I think they're just dropping those breadcrumbs, like I said, off the start to the media, and those are the guys that they've chosen to go through. They get off on it. It's weird in a way. And I said that it's shady. I believe it's really shady. Give us the details. They don't want to give you the details. They just want to tease you. So that's how I want to close the week. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that before we face off.
Hey,
we're not missing anything.
No,
here.
But it's literally, I'm going to tell you what I want you to know, and that's it. And when I want you to know more, you'll know more.
And is that fair?
No, but that's, again, the job of the insiders to find, and reporters to go out and find the news, do the work, cultivate your sources, and find the full story. And if they can't, then maybe there's not more to it yet. But, yeah, it's a fine line.
Mydale Mike Lee says, Rod and Darren, are you guys headed to Texas to broadcast the Under-18 World Championship on Access 507? That's a hard no, Mike, because I'm not interested in quarantining for a week or more when I come back. And I've got Pat's broadcast to do because if you didn't hear off the top of the show, we're part of the team. And that means we don't leave. Right?
But I understand why he would ask.
Well, we're not going. I'm answering.
As much as they're having fun calling it the Connor Bedard Network, it's still the Pats broadcast, not the Bedard broadcast.
That's right.
So
we're going to face off now for the Ultimate Fan Zone and the Mad Greek in Moose Jaw. And you're going to be surprised the side that I'm taking here. But the face-off is, will the Toronto Blue Jays make the playoffs this year? And you're not going to like it because I'm going to say no. I know they're going to be exciting. They're exciting today. But at the end of the day, what wins? It's not just championships. What wins pennants is pitching, and they don't have it. And I know it's okay. It's okay as they enter this season, and they can survive the injuries off the start. But with the big bats, that's not enough to win them a pennant. I don't think it's enough to get them into the playoffs. So I'm sorry, Canada and fans of the Toronto Blue Jays. They're not making the playoffs this year. The shortened season last year was a mirage. And even as it was, they got swept because of terrible pitching. And that was with Hyun-Jin Ryu, who they saved for Game 2 of a best-of-3 series. Makes no sense to me, Darren. They're missing the playoffs. Sorry to tell you.
Well, and it was a shortened season, and they still barely got in. That favors teams that aren't as good. Shortened seasons gives them better chances to get in. But I think the Jays do get in. I think they piecemeal together this pitching staff with Band-Aids and duct tape and
elastic bands,
and you name it, silly putty, and they find a way. I don't know that they have any award winners on that pitching staff, but I think they find a way and they get enough runs, and I think they get in a wild card spot. I really do. I think they're going to take a step forward.
I guess we have to wait
for the result.
5-6 months to find out.
100 and how many games?
That's our face-off. No Blue Jays in the playoffs for me. He says they're in. It's brought to you by the Ultimate Fan Zone, your one-stop shop for the sports fans on your list. Visit the Man Cave downtown Moose Jaw or on Facebook. And the Mad Greek in Moose Jaw, available for licensed dining, takeout, or delivery. Head to themadgreekeatery.com for more information. This is the overtime segment, and we call it Viewer Takeover. Hussey's Huddle writes us and says, "Hey, Rod, I run a small CFL YouTube channel, and it's amazing the range of reactions to all the XFL, CFL talk I get from people. The way I see it, it may as well be optimistic about the possibilities." Absolutely. Why not? Why not? Do you have a take on that?
No,
you all have a choice.
That's exactly what I said. Be optimistic about all the possibilities. Don't be closed-minded to any of them. Examine why some might work and some might not. But just, I have no time for, that's stupid, there's no chance of that working. No. If it's on anybody's mind, it has a chance.
I don't know if you watched the interview earlier this hour. You left the room with Joe Roberts, our resiliency expert and stress and energy coach, management coach. You walk away from arguments like that if you want to preserve your sanity and your stress level, right? I'm doing it. I'm walking away from those Twitter feuds, but many aren't, and we know who the people are that aren't. But that's stupid. That won't work. I've seen a lot of it, as have you, right, over the last couple of weeks. It's not solving
You don't
anything.
see that also with professionals and at that highest level?
Well, sometimes you do, but then they get fired. Landmark Cinemas. What do we have to say about Landmark Cinemas, our proudest new partner here? We never rang the bell for them. Landmark Cinemas is our newest sponsor of the Rod Pedersen Show. Did we ring the bell?
We did.
There you go. What do we got? Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah, that'll be good. Looking forward to it. What's unfortunate is you and I can't go because the theaters here are
Unless
closed.
we wanted to make a road trip.
But we're not allowed to leave. We're not supposed to leave.
Bill Wepler, curling great, said, "Guys, the theaters are closed. Why are you advertising for Landmark Cinemas?" It's because our show is all across the country, and theaters are open in other spots.
They were open here, too, and they're open in other communities. So we'll be going as soon as we're allowed.
The viewers have been asking for John Frenzy. There is no Football Friday, but you can tune in on Access Now Television Saturday and Sunday at noon. High definition 507 for Access subscribers. Standard Def Channel 7. John Frenzy now will be kicking it around on the best of the week. See you tonight, 8 p.m. Pats and Wheat Kings on Access Now Television. Thanks, Dupes.
See ya.
Happy Easter for the rest of you. We'll see you Monday. Da-da-da-da-da-da.